Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we'll look at the Valeton GP200 wah block. Let's get started. So I've had a number of comments, people having calibrated their expression pedals. The wah doesn't sound really appealing. The Valeton GP200's wah is not the best sounding wah out there, but you can tweak it to make it sound quite appealing. There's a few workarounds that you can do to achieve something that can do something. But compared to classic wahs, Valeton GP200's wah is not the best, but it can do the work. By default, it ships with 6 wahs, which is the Vox wah, the Crybaby, the John Petrucci's wah, the S wah, which is a classic wah, and then the B wah, I think they are 5. So the B wah is meant for bass guitars. So I started my experimentation by pairing the range and the position. You would have to click the settings icon and then head over to EXP settings. And in the mode B, you realize by default the para 1, which is the first parameter, has been assigned to the position. And then the minimum value was 0. And then the maximum value was 100, meaning it will sweep from 0 to 100 like this, all the way to that position. So I'm going to play my preset clip for you to hear how it sounds. So that's how my preset sounds like. So I'll have to activate the wah with the expression pedal like you normally do. So I'll do that, and once I do that, it will take the position of the volume block will turn off and the wah block will be turned on. So once I do that, you see the volume block is off. I just had this idea. Let me turn this on and turn that one on and see what happens. So, okay, so the volume block still remains at 100. So we can, even though I'm moving it. So when you look at the position, you realize I'm moving it. I'm moving my expression pedal, but it doesn't affect the volume. So what I was doing initially was I was pairing the range of the wah and then the wah position. So meaning if I move my expression pedal all the way to the heel or to the back, you realize the range is 0, the position is 0. When I move it to the front all the way down, you realize the range is 100 and then the position is also 100. So let's hear how that sounds. So with that, it sounds okay, but because of its muddy nature, you realize in a live setting, you wouldn't really feel the wah as you would want to. So I stopped pairing the range and then the position. So I have to come to the mode B and then the second parameter, turn it off. So it becomes just the position that will be moved when I move the expression pedal. So as you can see over here, you realize that's what's happening. So the final solution that I got after many trial and errors was to move the range all the way to 100 and then move the Q all the way to 100. That way it gets to sweep a much wider frequency range, and then the position just sweeps at the peak from left to right. So I'm going to play my guitar now, and then you hear how it sounds like. So that is how it sounds now, with the range at 100 and then the Q at 100. Now, what I discovered was this works perfectly in live situations where you have the range at 100, the Q at 100, and then the parameter 1 of the expression pedal in mode B is controlling just the position. So like this, these two remains the same. The volume always stays at 50. If you push the volume ahead, it can distort the normalization of your presets, meaning it might sound louder than it actually is. So in a case where you turn off the wah, you realize there isn't so much of a volume jump between these two settings. So if you add your wah effects to your signal chain and you realize your volume is too loud, you can pitch it below 50, or vice versa. If you realize the wah is making your preset sound too low, you can increase the volume, but you have to check and make sure it is normalized with whatever that you are adding and removing. The other observation that I made was in studio sessions, it's best to put the Q at 45 or 43. So this is how it sounds like at 45. This is just an example of how it sounds like at 45. Let's try the 43. So yeah, in studio sessions, you can keep your Q at 43 or 45 for clarity sake, and having your guitar signal cuts through the mix, meaning it stays within the range that it's supposed to stay. But in a live situation, this wouldn't really help you. So you will have to push the Q all the way to 100, and then you would have the normal feel of the wah. So this is a very quick tip. Let me do this again. So it cuts across with the others as well. So let me try it with the CWA. This 100. activate the WAH. So this for live situation, and 43 or 45 at the queue for studio sessions. Anyway, so this time, that's what it is. I'll give it at the CY, push this at 100, this at 100. When I'm in studio session, I'll keep it at 43 or 45, and I'll save my presets. If there's any question or anything you didn't understand, just let us know and we will reply. And mind you, these discoveries that I have made on my own, it doesn't mean that's the industry standard. And you don't need to do these things that I'm showing to use the Valeton GP200. You can use the Valeton GP200 without me, what has been shown in the video, but what I have shown is what has worked for me. If you find it helpful, implement it and leave us a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you next time.